chose it based on logic rather than an actual interest.
One of the first questions I always like to ask my guests is, well, you're an engineer. So, how did you realize that you wanted to study engineering? And when did you make that decision in your life?
Yeah, so that's just kind of a funny question because I think at least anyone who's close with me at Trinity in college, they knew I wasn't really the most passionate or excited about engineering. Um,
What?
yeah, I think that was kind of like a well-known thing, but I chose to go into it. So as a high school senior, just kind of trying to think about what degree I would want to do, and then chose engineering straight off the bat freshman year, mainly just because it was kind of like a very logical degree to choose. You kind of know in general, like, okay, like engineers usually have a pretty good shot at getting a good job after college. It's a pretty financially stable degree path. And that's kind of ultimately why I chose. And even my parents had kind of talked to me too, where they're just kind of like, hey, look, like most engineers in the world are males. It's a pretty male dominated industry. That's something you could kind of try to use as an advantage, for the fact that a lot of companies, even back then when we were growing up, were kind of talking about this initiative to try to get more women in STEM fields. So yeah, I kind of just really chose it based on logic rather than an actual interest.
Yeah. And then obviously you had to be somewhat aptitude for it. You had to have the aptitude for it as well.
Chasing payments, still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.